What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media, as y'all know me. Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Morning Drive, brought to you by Sports Empire Network. I am live here this morning with my good friend Gene, Wire to Wire, and Coach Dante. Gene, I'm gonna start off with you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
I'm phenomenal. I'm in a Grinch mood, man. I'm Grinchy. I got the Grinch rocking the Grinch shirt. At the end of the day, I feel great, though. I feel great. I feel like we're going to ruin a lot of NFL teams' playoff chances today. Break down where these 7-7 teams are just going to fall apart. And, listen, when you're an Eagles fan, what you got to worry about? What do you got to worry about today? You got the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. We 2 games away from locking up the 1 seed. I feel phenomenal.
Nice. Coach Dante, how are you this morning, sir?
Oh, I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing awesome. So like Gene said, we may predict some playoff hope failures and stuff, but I'm feeling awesome. I'm ready to get right into it.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, Coach Dante. Today's the day, man. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans, and we'll talk more about that game. But for those who have just joined us or maybe haven't caught the Sunday Morning Drive, number one, what the hell are you thinking? And number two, what we do is we go down the games on Sunday and we give our predictions on them and kind of break it down a little bit. So without further ado, we'll start it off with the 5-8 Atlanta Falcons against the 4-9 New Orleans Saints today. Gene, who you got?
I'm gonna take the Saints in this one. I'm not a Desmond Ridder guy. I think I was very down on him coming out of college. I think the one time he played against a true NFL defense, NFL style defense, was versus Alabama in the college football playoff. And I think he was scared. He was happy-feeted off his back foot. That Saints defense is legit. Listen, we can say whatever we want about that offense. They don't have a quarterback, but that Saints defense is legit. And look, call it like it is. The Saints are going to win this football game, and I think the Desmond Ridder is going to be put on his ass a lot this game.
Coach Dante, go ahead, man.
I agree with him. I 1,000% agree with Gene. That Saints defense, like I say, is elite. That's an elite defense, pretty much to me. Like I said, he won't say it, but I said they don't have a damn quarterback. That's the problem. The quarterback play is holding them back. They got decent wide receivers, but that the quarterback play is hurt them the most. Jameis Winston been out since the start of the year with a back injury, with a kind of a back injury. Shouldn't have been playing out there on the football field at all. But at the end of the day, that Saints defense is really, really good. And I think this is going to be a kryptonite for Desmond Ridder coming in. First game started. Now you have to go against a very stout defense and a good defensive line, secondary as well. I think the Saints come out and win this game. They just got to find a way to put points on the board. If they can do that, then I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, Coach Dante, I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said about putting points on the board, man. The Saints are only favored in this game by 5 points, so 4.5. And that's why I think it's so low, is because they're going to struggle to put points on the board. The Atlanta Falcons are 1-5 away, and the Saints are a home team. So yeah, I don't like Desmond Ridder in this game at all. So I'm taking the Saints, guys. Clean sweep this morning.
Real quick, I just want to make one comment. I completely forgot about it. And it's kind of a little selfish comment because I'm an Eagles fan, but we're at the time of year where some teams are not trying to win, right? And I don't think Atlanta's trying to win at this point. I think they're trying to see what they have in the future, and I think they'll get as high a draft pick as humanly possible. The Saints are trying to win because they don't have their first-round draft pick. And that's crazy. The 12-1 team has their first-round draft pick that's sitting at the number 5 spot. So I will be wholeheartedly rooting for the Atlanta Falcons to win this football game, even though I think the Saints will.
I like it. I completely forgot that the Eagles had their pick. So
yeah.
The next game we've got the 5-8 Pittsburgh Steelers against the 5-8 Carolina Panthers, gentlemen.
I'll start. excuse me. I think that the Panthers win this football game, right? Like 2 weeks ago, you heard me talking about the Steelers and how much I think Mike Tomlin is going to finish strong down the stretch. And then Kenny Pickett got hurt. Mitchell Trubisky, they don't like him in that locker room. Deontay Johnson went out as far as to say that I would prefer Mason Rudolph play over Mitchell Trubisky to the media. And then there was another comment that was just released yesterday that I love my teammates. I love my team. Well, at least my teammates. That team's falling apart internally, and they don't want Mitchell Trubisky starting. So I'll take the Panthers. They went into Seattle. They got a win. Sam Darnold's got this team looking good. They're actually only a game out of the playoffs. The Bucs have been so bad, and I feel like the Panthers are really hitting their stride as a whole, and you're starting to see some talent on that team. And, knock on wood, Sam Darnold's actually playing pretty well. So I'll go to Panthers over the Steelers here.
Fantastic. Coach Dante, I'm going to have you go next, but real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to bring in Dylan. Dylan, how are you this morning, sir?
Good. What's up, everybody?
Good. Going good, man. We're right at the Steelers and Panthers. I'm gonna let Coach Dante go, and then after he's done, we'll have you go, Dylan.
Alrighty, sounds good.
I like the Panthers as well. They beat Seattle in Seattle, a legit playoff team. They're supposed to be a playoff team. Actually, they won the last 2 weeks, so I'm gonna stick with the Panthers. Sam Darnold. I still think he's not a good quarterback, but I got to give it to him. He's played well. He's played well for the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers at this point. Nothing is going good for Pittsburgh. Nothing excites me to try to pick them. Mitchell Trubisky got benched. Now he's back. Now the teammates don't like him. That's just a bad vibe for part of the locker room, and it may be resulting on the field this weekend. So I got to take Carolina. Carolina has 2 very good wins the last 2 weekends, so I got to take Carolina in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly 3-0 for the Panthers right now. I'm taking Carolina in this game just because, again, they're riding on a hot hand. People seem to be getting around Sam Darnold. The team's playing a lot better. And then with the Steelers team, like Coach Dante said, Mitchell Trubisky's playing. The team doesn't really want him to play. Like, there's players coming out saying, like, I'd rather Mason Rudolph start over Mitch Trubisky. And that really says a lot about kind of just how the locker room feels about Trubisky. Just overall, I don't think it will be a great performance today for the Steelers. I think they're going to really miss Kenny Pickett, and I think the Panthers win today. Easy win.
Yeah. So just to kind of piggyback off of the Sam Darnold thing, man, Sam Darnold frustrates the shit out of me, guys, because I was a big Sam Darnold supporter when the Jets got rid of him. I was like, man, I hope Sam Darnold goes to the Panthers, lights it up, makes Adam Gase look like an idiot for drafting Zach Wilson, and then here we are. And then now, like I'm sitting here and I'm rooting for Sam Darnold again, but it is what it is. The Panthers being without Kenny Pickett, and like Gene said, the locker room's not behind Mitchell Trubisky. And Trubisky's best option is to get out of Pittsburgh. So I'm clean sweep again, gentlemen. I'll take the Carolina Panthers in this game.
Trubisky's
go back to Buffalo. Go back to Buffalo.
Yep.
Go back to Buffalo. Be the backup.
That's exactly. Yeah. He's a backup quarterback. Like,
they liked you there too.
We can keep kidding ourselves and telling you Mitchell Trubisky could be a starter in this league. He's not. He's not a starter. He's not good. And he's never been good. He wasn't good in Chicago. He was good for week 17 in Buffalo when they were playing backups, and he hasn't been good in Pittsburgh. So stop lying to yourself. Believe what your eyes tell you. Mitchell Trubisky sucks.
Next game, gentlemen, we've got the 12-1 Philadelphia Eagles against the 3-10 Chicago Bears.
This is an absolute trap game for the Philadelphia Eagles. You come off of blowing out a division opponent with the New York Giants. Next week is the game of the year. It's the Eagles-Cowboys in Dallas. All the talk this week has been about Dallas and Micah Parsons' comments It's not been about the Bears. The Eagles are trying their best to stay focused on this one, but I still don't think the Bears have enough to beat the Eagles. But do not be surprised if this game is a lot closer than it should be. Justin Fields breaks a big run or two, a broken coverage, and Darnell Mooney's running 65 yards down the sideline. Don't be surprised if this game is a lot closer than it should be. I still think the Eagles get out of there with a win, but I don't think this will be an Eagles blowout win at all. I think going to Chicago the week before playing Dallas is bad news. And I'm glad it's the Bears and not like a good NFL football team, because I think that we could be in a lot of trouble if we were playing somebody that was a little bit more formidable.
Coach Dante?
I think the Eagles will be a little bit too much for the Bears. I'm not excited about the Bears at all. Not excited about the receiving core. Now the running game is good when they actually play football, but they don't play football a lot. Defense is very promising though. Jaquan Brisker, the safety out of Penn State. The defense is pretty promising. The linebacker out of Wisconsin, Jack Subborn, they're pretty solid with years to come. But like I said, I just think the Eagles have a little bit way too much. Yes, I think Justin Fields is going to get off for some rushing yards, and it can be tough going into Chicago when you know it's cold. When you know it's cold there. I think the Eagles have a little bit too much. I'm gonna take the Eagles. I'm gonna take the Eagles by at least double digits, 10 points, at least 10 points.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm taking the Eagles on this one too, as well. I kind of like what Gene said. If it was a more formidable foe, I'd maybe like look at an upset. But since it's the Bears, I'm kind of just like, ooh, we'll see. I mean, like, what really do they have offensive wise outside of Justin Fields? Because I think Mooney's out for the season, and I don't think Claypool's going to play or anything like that. And I think N'Keal Harry's questionable. So a lot of question marks on that Bears offense still as well. I need Justin Fields to have a great day. It's my money league semifinals today. Fields is my quarterback, so I need some rushing yards, maybe some touchdowns out of him to definitely help out. But other than that, I think the Eagles will get it done. It could be a close game. You know, Fields is one of those type of quarterbacks that could break out for like a 60-yard touchdown when it's close, and it's like, oh, well, now we're down. So I think it could be a close game, but I like the spread's 8.5. I like 8.5. So yeah, I'm taking the Eagles.
Chase Claypool been stopped playing since his rookie year. He been stopped playing. He been out there on the field, but he haven't showed up ever since then.
Can you tell how much the Eagles are looking past the Bears? I did not even know Darnell Mooney was out for the season. That is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yep, he been out for like.
I didn't. I just the Bears are so irrelevant. So like that.
Well, it's like Darnell Mooney wasn't doing anything. It's like that's not really new for this Bears offense. So it's like you didn't really know he was out. You just thought he wasn't getting his normal touches.
Pretty much.
So I'm going to go with the clean sweep again, the Philadelphia Eagles, gentlemen. But Anthony Price, we appreciate you joining and watching, Anthony. He said, random question: if the Giants don't keep Daniel Jones, you think Mitch might go there to the Giants?
I can see why he says that because of the Brian Dable connection with Dable in Buffalo and Mitchell Trubisky being the backup quarterback in Buffalo. But no, I don't think the Giants are going to make that mistake again of just keep trying to piece together a quarterback. He could go there on a 1-year deal if they draft a young quarterback. Like I could see them drafting like man, you know, it's so funny because and I really would love this if the Giants did this, but I could see the Giants drafting an overhyped quarterback coming out of this year, Will Levis. And I could see them drafting him and having Mitch Trubisky be the bridge guy again. I just don't know if that's good for him. And I guess for Mitch, it would be great he'd have another opportunity to be a starter. But if I had to predict what the Giants will do, I think they'll draft a quarterback. I see Will Levis as being the one that goes there. And if Mitch does go there, it'll only to be a bridge guy to the young quarterback that they bring in the future. But I think Daniel Jones will be starting on a different team next year.
The next game we got, guys, is the Cowboys, the 10-3 Dallas Cowboys against the 5-8 Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Gene, we'll start with you, but I want to say that before we get started, just like you think the Bears is a trap game for the Eagles, I think this could be a trap game for the Cowboys. Man, tell us who you got in this game.
I hope it is. I think the trap game was last week when Houston almost beat them, and I think that doesn't allow that become a trap game for them today. That's why I feel like the Cowboys are going to beat Jacksonville very badly. And I don't, listen, we can say what we want to say. I love what Trevor Lawrence has been doing recently. Last week was his best week as an NFL starter. 370 and 3 touchdowns. Was throwing seeds all over the field. But this Cowboys defense is very good, and particularly the pass rush. Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence are going to get after the quarterback. So I don't like this game. It's a really bad spot for Jacksonville. I could see this being a blowout, if I'm being honest. I think the Cowboys run away with this one. The Eagles play a close game versus Chicago, and the narrative going into Christmas Eve is, look at the Cowboys with a blowout win. The Eagles barely got by Chicago. Which is setting up for a really big game on Christmas Eve. So I would say the Cowboys by 30.
This is my upset of the week. I'm taking Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, I'm taking Jacksonville. I think they just steamrolled Tennessee, like I said, which I think Tennessee is the biggest frauds in the AFC South, in the AFC South division. Trevor Lawrence has been playing some really good football. Really like Marvin Jones, a leader in that locker room. Like the running game as well. Defense is getting better and better. With Josh Allen and the rookie Javon Walker. This is my upset of the week. This also Dallas struggled. I only picked this upset because Dallas struggled against my team last week, and it took a 98-yard touchdown in the bad play calling for Dallas to even survive that game right there. So I'm taking the Jaguars. Jaguars are no slouch. They can score points. They can score points on the board. They also have the tendencies to stop you on defense and make big plays on defense. So I want to take the Jaguars as my upset pick of the week for this game.
I love that. Thank you so much, Coach. Because if the Jaguars win this game, the Eagles basically waltz to the 1 seed. It's no longer even a question.
I'm taking the Cowboys on this game. I like Jacksonville's chances, but again, Jacksonville's a very hot and cold team. This Cowboys defense is definitely a lot more different than this Titans defense. Trevor Lawrence struggles when he's pressured. He wasn't sacked last week in that Tennessee game. He's probably going to get sacked a couple times this game, and that's going to really show. We'll see. This defense is really going to have a lot to do, because if they can't pressure Trevor Lawrence and they leave him like in the pocket available to throw and pass, then yeah, this could be a game that Jacksonville wins, especially if Trevor Lawrence can feel comfortable in there. The game's at home for Jacksonville, isn't it? Or is it at home for the Cowboys?
He's at home
for Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. So that's at least nice. That makes it a little more comfortable. But I think Dallas's defense is going to be a little bit too much. I still think the Eagles will probably get that first seed regardless if the Cowboys win or lose today. But yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys in this one.
Yeah, that's wild that somebody would think that that Jacksonville having home field advantage would matter. I mean, they've got a cabana in their a pool cabana in their stadium for a reason. I mean, but I mean, so I'm gonna stick with the safe pick and stick with Dallas. Dallas is favored by 4 points. I mean, 4 points is 4 points, but I like Coach Dante's assessment. I think this could go either way. I think Jacksonville could surprise some people, but I'm going to stick with the safe pick and say Dallas. So I'm not getting crazy this morning.
We'd love to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. The next game, we've got the 6-7 Detroit Lions against the 7-6 New York Jets. Gene, who you got, man?
This is actually, I feel really strong about this game. I think the Jets win this game. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think that the one game I want to look back at, and listen, the Lions have been on fire and the Jets have been reeling. But I want to remind you, right before the bye week, Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions went into New England and played a really tough defense and got beat like 100-0. It was terrible. Absolute blowout. The Jets defense is legit. Like, let's stop lying to ourselves. And I know Zach Wilson's back, and I don't think they're going to move the ball great. But what I will tell you is that Jets defense is going to slow down and stop that Lions offense. And if you do that, like they've done it to every team in the league, they held Buffalo under 21 points twice. That's unbelievable. It's absurd. So I think Robert Sala's got a great thing going there, and I think the culture in New York is insane. And I'm going to go with the Jets in a low-scoring game. I'm going to give you a score prediction for it, too, because I think it's going to be so ugly. Give me the Jets 13, the Lions 6.
I had kind of a struggle with this game, man, because on the other end, that defense has been playing so consistent all year long. Problem is the quarterback play. Mike White is out. And then Jerry Goff, the offense is hot. The offense is really hot. Amon-Ra St. Brown is having a phenomenal season. DJ Chark as well. Jameson Williams had his first touchdown last weekend. They got Swift. They got good running backs in Swift and Williams. They're very good on offensive side of the ball, but the Jets defense has been great all season long. Been having a struggle. You know what? I'm gonna take the Lions. I don't trust Zach Wilson a lot. If Mike White was playing, I probably would have took the Jets. He provided a little more stability at the quarterback situation, but it's just a Zach Wilson thing. I don't like Zach Wilson as a quarterback. Don't like him as a person at all. But he's just not a good quarterback, and he's a bust at this point right now. He's nothing short of a bust. He's a bust. He's a bust right now. Can't get the ball to the receivers. The receiving core, again, like Mitch Trubisky, don't like him. The team rarely likes him. And unfortunately, he has to be forced out there on the field because of Mike White not being able to play. I'm going to take the Lions. I'm just take the Lions. If they had Mike White, then I would probably went to the Jets, but I'm going to take the Lions to win this game.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions on this game as well. Lions offense is definitely on fire right now. They're playing really well. And my biggest issue with this game is Zach Wilson. I mean, last time we saw him play, the team scored 3 points. So, I mean, that's not really something I like going back, especially seeing him come back and play now. It's going to definitely be a lot of question marks, especially how this offense is going to play. We know how this defense is going to play, and they're definitely going to slow down this Lions offense for sure. But again, can Zach Wilson score? Because this Lions offense will probably get a rushing touchdown or so. Jamal Williams will probably just up his number. But with that being said, can Zach Wilson score? Because last time we saw him on the field, he couldn't. That's going to be definitely the biggest question. I agree. If Mike White was out there, I'd probably take the Jets in this one, especially with their defense at home. Just sounds very great. But Zach Wilson's just so many question marks for me. And when your biggest question mark is how the quarterback's going to play, I need to take the other team who doesn't have that question mark as of right now. So I'm going with the Lions.
I'm going to go with the safe pick here, and I'm going to take the Jets, man. And the reason why I say safe pick is because they're favored by 1.5 points. And I like the Jets. I like the Jets defense. I think the Jets defense can help them score points and prevent the Lions from scoring points as well. And I think Zach Wilson can do just barely enough to get them to win this game. Little Johnny's getting ice cream today, guys. So I'm sorry. I think it's you may think it's cliche, you may think it's cheesy. It's got Hallmark Christmas movie shit written all over it, guys, but I love it, man. Anytime little Johnny can get ice cream, I'm rooting for it. So the only time I'm slapping the ice cream out of little Johnny's hands is if the Jets are playing the Chiefs. And until that happens, I want little Johnny to get ice cream. So
that's such a cool story.
I love that story, dude.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I said, it's got Hallmark Christmas movie written all over it, but I like it. The next game is the 10-3 Kansas City Chiefs traveling down to Houston to face the 1-11-1 Houston Texans. Gene, who you got?
I think this game will be a little I don't think the Chiefs covered a number, but I think the Chiefs win pretty comfortably. I don't think it'll ever be a 1-score game in the second half, but I think that the Houston Texans will keep the game close, and I think that it'll be under the 15-point spread, but I think the Chiefs win by 11-14.
I got Chiefs winning by double digits. Got too many injuries. Derek Stingley and Damian Pierce out for the season. They're out for the season. Just too many injuries to overcome. Just go ahead and pack it up and just get ready for next year. Just have the for sure consensus number 1 pick. We just got too many injuries at this point. So at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs, best team to me, the best team they're the best team in the AFC, probably the best team in all of football. But other than that, I say I'm going with the Chiefs. Chiefs winning this game.
Coach, before Dylan
Go
goes,
ahead.
before Dylan goes, what would you like the Texans to do with that first pick? Are you on the Bryce Young train?
Like I say, when that time come, I'll talk about that. But yeah, I'm definitely I like Bryce Young. I love some Bryce Young, but I wouldn't mind if we get CJ Stroud either. But like I said, I like Bryce Young more than CJ Stroud. Yes.
Yeah, Kansas City. I imagine this will probably be a clean sweep for all of us. But yeah,
Hey,
Kansas City.
Chris Lennon, they better win 44-10. I'm letting you know. I'm tagging you in the group chat. They better win 44-10 too. By that score, they better blow us out too. Because you know how many people said they were gonna blow us out this year, and they didn't. The Eagles said 44-3. It said 44-3, and I tell you, they better win 44-10. They better blow us out too, just like I said.
But yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. They played great. The Texans played great last week, but yeah, like Coach Dante said, too many injuries. Stingley and Dameon Pierce out definitely sucks. Being your definitely top of your rookie class. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is just going to add on to that stat, to add on to the stats to try to get that MVP lockdown. Him or Hurts. That's probably what it's boiling down to.
I've got the Chiefs, obviously. But and I'm with Gene. I'm not going to take the points in this. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I definitely don't think it's going to be 44-10. You know, the Chiefs have an issue right now with the deep ball. So and if you play the Chiefs on the deep ball, you're gonna keep up with them, because if you're not playing the too deep safety look, you know, or I mean, if you are playing the too deep safety look, Mahomes is struggling. So, and it's weird because they've been doing this for 2 years now, and for whatever reason, Mahomes just can't shake that too deep safety. And so yeah, like I said, I obviously I've got the Chiefs. I like I said, I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what everybody's expecting, especially what Lennon is expecting. But yeah, I'll of course I'll take the Chiefs. The next game, gentlemen, we have is the 4-9 Arizona Cardinals against the 3-10 Denver Broncos. I couldn't say it with a straight face, and then when I heard Gene start cracking up, I was like, well, there it is. So, Gene, who you got?
This is a toilet bowl, man. This game sucks.
Yeah,
I'll take the Broncos defense 6 and the Cardinals offense 3. I don't think they need to play offense. If I was the Broncos, I would just kneel the ball offensively and just punt it for field position, and then try to intercept Colt McCoy and run it back for touchdowns. I'm kidding, but this is a pathetic game. I'll take the Broncos because their defense is better. Terrible coaches too, both of them.
I call when it's a 10-3, when it's a 3-10, anytime I get lopsided like that with both of these teams not being good, I call it the shit bowl. And this is what it is. This is the shit bowl right here. Denver Broncos been bad all year on the offensive side of the football. Their defense has been really, really good. The problem is it's been on the offensive side of the football. Nobody, to me, for the offensive side, nobody had a great year this year. Russell Wilson had a suck year. Cortland Sutton supposed to be the number one receiver. He's having a bad year compared to the last couple of years. He had Jared Jeudy, can't play on the field consistently. They released their running back, Melvin Gordon, because he had fumbling issues and he not the same Melvin Gordon. Then one of the running backs goes down. Williams goes down earlier in the season. So they have issues. They have a coaching issue. They have issues all over the place. Defense has been the one consistent thing that they had all year long. I'm going to take the Broncos. I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game. Like I say, I got a GoFundMe page. If y'all want to go on that page for Cliff Kingsbury firing right now, I'm calling it. I don't care what type of contract the dude got. He should be fired. He should not have a job after this season. The man, like we talked about last week, he can rarely go to a bowl game with the best quarterback in all of football this year. He can rarely go to a bowl game. He can rarely win with a superstar quarterback. So the team already quit on him. Team already gave up on him. I think it's time for Cliff Kingsbury to go. I don't care what type of contract, what type of money. It's just not working out. He's just not a good NFL head coach. And it just seems like the right move just to let him go and just to fire him after this season. But I don't like the Cardinals. So I'm going to take the Broncos, someone that has a very good defense, and it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a very low-scoring game.
Yeah, this game is very bad. Both teams don't have their starting quarterbacks. Russell Wilson out for the game with a concussion, and then Kyler Murray out for the season with a torn ACL, which is sad. Definitely a Kyler Murray fan, so it's sad to see that has happened. You never want to see a player definitely get an injury like that for sure. But yeah, this is a very crappy game. I kind of Arizona to be Seattle has round pick, so it's a higher pick, if Denver keeps losing, let Seattle have the third overall pick as well as our first round pick too. But overall, I'll probably take Denver. Their defense at home is definitely going to be a lot better than what Arizona's going to probably put up. Colt McCoy isn't, I guess last time we saw him play, he wasn't horrible, but again, I'm not betting on Colt McCoy to win a game. That's just not a smart bet. So yeah, I'm taking Denver's defense at home.
Here's my prediction. These two teams tie, and both franchises fire their head coaches before they leave the stadium.
They send them on the same plane.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's a twisted fantasy of mine. So a weird kink, but no, I'll take Denver's defense. So
Kingsbury should have been the one fired on the field after they quit on him in San Francisco. He should have been fired on the field that night. Should have had the chance to go in the locker room. Should have been on the plane and ready to go home after that. They quit on him. So I don't understand how he got that much time after the team really gave up on the defense. Literally, stop tackling. They stopped playing football. Literally, anytime that happens, coach should have been fired that night. Should have been fired on the field.
Coach, I'll take a step further. He should have been fired. First of all, I've been calling first firing for 2 years. But I will tell you this. The playoff game last year versus the Rams was some of the worst football I've ever seen in my entire life from a team that made the playoffs. He should have been fired immediately after that game. They gave him an extension because they made the playoffs. When you get beat on the first wild card Monday Night Football game through 36-3, why are you still in the NFL? Go home. Go somewhere. And listen, the Texas Tech thing is well documented. 7-5, 6-6 with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. What? Come on, man. This guy stinks. Been gifted good quarterbacks, and it's just over and over. I don't understand his privilege.
It's even crazier to think he was gifted Patrick Mahomes in an air raid offense, like his literal bread and butter.
And can rally make a bowl game. It's
not like you're throwing Patrick Mahomes in a Navy triple option type of system. You're throwing Patrick Mahomes in literally his backyard.
So what Andy Reid did with a good quarterback like Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's great coaching.
So, we've got some time, guys, because of yesterday's games, we have a, limited amount of games today. I want to ask you, I heard this week that Arizona should fire everybody and get rid of Kyler Murray and just start over. Is that fair to punish Kyler Murray? Because let's face it, there's no legitimate proof that Kyler Murray plays Call of Duty instead of worrying about what goes on the field. Obviously it's funny and it makes for great content and stuff like that. But like I said, there's no actual proof. Nobody's coming out and saying, yeah, Kyler's playing Call of Duty instead of watching film.
There's proof. No, like you're joking.
Numbers.
I'm telling you right now,
his performance goes down on like double XP weekends.
Correct. A GM, an NFL owner, and a head coach signed off on a clause in a contract that said you have to have 4 hours of independent study without doing anything else in the background. What does that tell you? And listen, I'll take it a step further. Let me ask you guys a question, all three of you. Where would you rank Kyler Murray in top 32 quarterbacks in all NFL? We had him 14 in quarterbacks that we would start a franchise with, but that's without Rodgers. That's without Brady. We have him 16 to 20. Am I fair there?
Yeah, I rank him about 21. I rank him in the top 20. He's in the top 20. But
No,
he's
I'd
in
say
the
I would
21.
have I
He's
would
not
have to
21
see
for
a
me.
list and like actually like be like, would I put him over this, that? But yeah, he's definitely in the top 20, probably that 15-ish range. I could probably think of 10 quarterbacks like right now I'd want over him, but 15 is probably where I'd maybe struggle.
Chase,
Agreed. Yeah, no, I'll say 15 to 20.
where do you rank him as far as
You
God-given talent, though?
rank him.
five?
You can
Top
rank him in the
top
top
five,
10.
top 10.
Top 10, at least best top 10.
Possibly,
He's
yeah,
a top 10
possibly
talent.
top
Best,
5.
at
Yeah.
best. He's a
So
top 10 talent.
why would you not want to see him in a real coach's system with a coach that will hold him accountable? Like, you've already signed the contract. It's $112 million of dead money if you move on from him this year. Like, why would you not want to see him with a real NFL head coach? And if I'm Arizona, I hire a hard-nosed coach, a coach that will preach accountability, and that's known for developing quarterbacks.
Yeah, not this name, but somebody who's like Bruce Arians, a no bullshit type quarterback who's going to hold Kyler Murray accountable for his for his talent and get a good quarterbacks coach and an offensive coordinator who can help unlock those potentials.
You know what would be the best hire for Arizona? And I'm 100% sure about this. DeMeco Ryans. Just follow.
I like DeMeco Ryans.
Your defense gets better. He's a coach that's going to preach accountability. And you hire an offensive coordinator that is specialized to Kyler Murray.
Yep. But I think if you're gonna fire, you do fire Cliff Kingsbury, but you fire him, but you fire the whole staff. You don't leave nobody on the staff. You fire the whole staff. Fire him, and DeMeco Ryans will be a good pickup as well, because I think DeAndre Hopkins and his situation in him. I don't think they have the best relationship. I don't think him and Kyler Murray have the best relationship. So you need someone to come in to repair that relationship as well. So I don't think they're the best of friends on the field. I can see D-Hop wanting up out of there very, very soon if this continues. But you fire the whole goddamn coaching staff. If you let go Cliff Kingsbury, you fire the whole damn coaching staff.
Oh, yeah. Cliff and his guys got to go. That was my question like, because I agree. The whole staff, the GM and the coaching staff got to go. But when I heard somebody say that it's too late for Kyler Murray in Arizona and Kyler Murray had to go too, I was like, I can't, like we agreed on, talent wise, he's arguably, he's top 10, so easily. So yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. A guy like DeMeco Ryan, like Bruce Arians, who's going to come in, take no bullshit from this team, and hold people accountable and move forward is what this team needs. If they're not going to do it, then yeah, I'm cool with what Kyle going. So
yeah, it's interesting for me. My biggest issue with the Kyler Murray DeAndre Hopkins situation is like I hate how DeAndre Hopkins is like find me the ball and yelling at Kyler Murray, and it's just like, well, it'd be a lot easier if you weren't out 8 games. And why are you demanding the ball so much when you got popped for steroids? It's like, I get it. He's one of the best receivers in the league, even before all this whole situation happened. But I feel like at the same time, as Kyler Murray as a quarterback, when your best receiver is out for 8 games for something like that, that kind of fractures a relationship too. That doesn't make you feel good as a quarterback, knowing that your best receiver is out that long for kind of a selfish reason, to be fair. I wouldn't say like it was 100% selfish, but I'll say it was a little bit selfish. That seems selfish when you look at it that way. But yeah, my biggest problem is that Kyler Murray has these behavioral issues because I don't think Cliff Kingsbury is doing anything about it. He's not doing anything to repair it. He's just like living his lifestyle as an NFL head coach. He's not really caring. He's just there. It seems like, he's just there to call plays. And that's it. I don't even think he really talks to the players or anything like that, or it seems like. Yeah, I think they need to get someone in there that will keep Kyler Murray accountable, keep Kyler Murray responsible for his actions, but also someone there who will put in team culture, team chemistry, someone who will get these guys grouped together, get these guys always on the same page, like wanting to play football, because it seems like Arizona doesn't want to play football. They don't want to be there. It just seems like this is more of a job than like a fun thing for them to do. It sucks when your job is football, and when you regret doing that, no one's going to play on the same page. And when your coach is not helping to try to build that relationship to make you guys want to play football, it's not good. And they should have fired him a long time ago, like especially in that Arizona game or that San Francisco game when they all quit. Like right then and there, when everyone's quitting on your head coach, you probably shouldn't want him there. And then when they're not doing anything to fix it, like they've lost 2 straight games after that game still. So, I mean, like, well, what are they waiting for?
The coach not holding him accountable, but his best receiver has held him accountable multiple occasions. And Kyler Murray didn't like it. DeAndre Hopkins told him, "What the hell you looking at? Throw me the down football. What the hell you looking at?" So you have you can question his ability to see the field. DeAndre Hopkins, like, you can't see the field. Give me the goddamn football. And like, he didn't like it. He didn't like it with DeAndre Hopkins holding him accountable. But Cliff Kingsbury does not hold this guy accountable. But DeAndre Hopkins, and he's one of those guys that's not afraid to say how he feel. If he's gonna call it out if something's going wrong, he's gonna call it out.
Kyler Murray doesn't like it because nobody else gives him that. You know, like, he was like one of the greatest high school quarterbacks, you know, barely lost in college. That dude's never lost. No one's really had to hold him accountable because all he's done is win. So when you get to the NFL and he's not doing that, you know, the coach doesn't want to ruin like his star franchise quarterback's ego. And because all Kyler Murray knows how to do is win. So he's not going to hold him accountable for his actions because he's this great talent. He'll figure it out.
But he won't figure it out.
Exactly. He needs the help, and Cliff Kingsbury doesn't realize that. He needs the help. He just thinks since he has all this talent, he'll just pick it up himself.
I think the biggest problem with Kyler Murray is how he responds to criticism.
Exactly.
And I'll take it a step further. You talking about DeAndre Hopkins. Last year, I brought this up already. He threw his hands up in the air, AJ Green. AJ Green is a borderline Hall of Fame wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You're a 4th-year quarterback, brat. Like, it's not, stop, dude. It's not Cliff. Cliff's terrible. It's not DeAndre Hopkins. It's not AJ Green. It's Kyler Murray. He's mentally just a midget. Physically too, but
so hopefully Arizona will get this figured out. But the next game we've got is the 7-6 New England Patriots traveling to Las Vegas to take on the 5-8 Las Vegas Raiders. Gene, who you got in this video?
It's a Belichick business trip. That's what it is. It's a Belichick business trip. Patriots go in this game. They're tied for the last playoff spot. They run the football. They beat up a Vegas team that just gave up one of the worst losses. I mean, listen, if it wasn't for the Colts yesterday, if it wasn't for them yesterday, that'd have been one of the we've stopped talking about the fact that the Vegas Raiders gave up 14 points to Baker Mayfield, who was 2 days off a damn plane in the last 3 minutes of the football game to lose. Vegas is another team. Their coach stinks. I'll take the better coach. I'll take the better system. And I think the Patriots run the football and beat the Raiders today.
Same here. Don't have no faith in the Raiders. I haven't picked the Raiders since week 2 against Tennessee. When they played Tennessee, I haven't picked the Raiders since then. I didn't even pick them against the Rams to beat the Rams when they blew the 10-point lead, when they blew that 13-point lead. I haven't picked them since they lost to Tennessee. They got beat by Tennessee. So I want to stay on that train. I got New England. Give me the better defense. The rookies have been balling out for New England. Jack Jones and Marcus Jones, they have been balling out for these last couple of weeks. Jack Jones has been balling out all season at the cornerback position. Yeah, just give me Bill Belichick, who's been doing it for a long time. And, you know, Josh McDaniels spent most of his career hiding right there with Bill Belichick. But it's only so long you can be able to hide. You forgot he was in Denver. He couldn't get the job done. And now he goes to the Raiders. He don't have Bill Belichick no more. Now it's the same shit. Same coaching. Nothing has changed. Josh Jacobs, I think he's out too. He's been hurt. They ran him to the ground. So yeah, give me Bill Belichick. Give me somebody that knows how to game plan. I know the offense is gonna have struggles, so a little bit of struggle, but they're gonna run the football. They're gonna control time of possession. They're gonna keep that Raiders offense off the field. Give me this defense for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, give me the Patriots as well. Bill Belichick likes beating up on his former coaches, on his former workers. So definitely I'm gonna take the Patriots. This defense is good. after the game, I expect Josh McDaniels to go up to Bill Belichick and ask for his job back afterwards, because of course he's probably not going to be there after this season. But definitely just going to take the Patriots on this one. Trusting the Raiders is always scary, and I like this Patriots defense a lot. Their rookies have been also playing great. Mac Jones has been kind of hit or miss this season. Definitely not a great season out of him, of course, especially with that injury. But I expect Ramondre to have a great game. Definitely, again, going to shout him out. Fantasy playoff semifinals, so definitely need a great game from him too. So definitely going the Patriots on this one. I like their defense.
Clean sweep, gentlemen. Of course, I'm going to take the Patriots. Raiders started to show me something a few weeks ago, and then, regardless of if this doesn't show you how important, like the last two games that we've talked about, if this doesn't show you how important the coaching is in the NFL, like I don't know what will. You've got Russell Wilson, you've got a stellar defense on the Denver Broncos, but Nathaniel Hackett, the head coach, look at what they're doing. We just talked about Kyler Murray being a top 20, 15 to 20 quarterback, but having talent, having enough talent as a top 10 quarterback, and Cliff Kingsbury not being able to unlock that potential or pull that potential out of him. And then here we are, Derek Carr, who I don't think is a bad quarterback at all. And Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby on defense. This is a good team. This is a damn good team. And they can't do it. So, I agree. The only thing I want to agree with you on, Dylan, is Josh McDaniels walking up to Bill Belichick after the game and being like, "Can I come back home?" And I don't think Mark Davis lets that happen. I think Mark Davis, the Raiders organization is stubborn. I think you're going to see Josh McDaniels next year as well.
Probably.
Yep. So, but yeah, I'll
say they're stubborn. They're broke. They got no money.
Yep.
That's what it is. They can't afford to pay out the contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is weird. I don't pay too much attention to it, but when John Gruden signed his 10-year deal, part of his 10-year deal was that afterwards he would become part owner of the Raiders. So did John Gruden not become part owner of the Raiders? Was he completely kicked out, or?
Probably. There's probably a clause that said he had to complete all 10 years to be something like that.
I think when you get fired for a morals clause, I think that there's something that goes in that. But
there's probably 17,000 clauses in those contracts that have different stipulations and stuff. So he probably broke 13 of them.
We've got the 7-6 Tennessee Titans against the 7-6 Los Angeles Chargers. Gene, who you got, man?
I'm going to take the Titans in this one. I think that, and I don't think the Titans are that good of a football team. I really don't. But I don't think the Chargers can stop anybody on the ground. And I think the game plan for Mike Rabel is to hand the ball to Derrick Henry, hand the ball to Derrick Henry, and then hand the ball to Derrick Henry. I don't like this pick at all, because I think that the Chargers offensively are hitting their stride a little bit with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams be back. But I think Tennessee just is tougher. And I think that because they're tougher, I think they're going to hit you in the mouth. I think they're going to run the football. And I think their defense is going to hold up just enough to be able to beat the Chargers in a very close game. I wouldn't bet on it, though. One way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, this is the type of game that the Chargers will lose to. This is the type of game they will lose because, like I said, every time I pick the Chargers, and when you think they have a little bit of inch of the momentum, this is the type of game they will end up losing. But on the other end, I don't like the Titans. I'm not saying I don't like the Titans offense. I don't like the way they've been playing. They got blown out versus Jacksonville at home. They got embarrassed by Jacksonville at home 2 straight weeks. At that, they got embarrassed. And I think they're gonna go in here with some momentum, and I think they will go in here and win this game. Like I say, control time of possession is gonna be the key for Mike Vrabel. Kind of slow the game down a little bit. Keep Justin Herbert off the field as much as possible, and hope that defense can get off the field. So I'm gonna take Tennessee. I'm gonna take Tennessee in this game because this is the time of the year the Chargers always come up in close and get and fall short and lose a type of game like this when they definitely need it, when they definitely coming off a big win. I think the Tennessee Titans beats the Chargers today.
I'm going to be on the other half of that equation. I'm going with the Chargers on this one. I said it last week when they played Miami that I wasn't officially off the Chargers train yet. I think they had a little bit left in them, and I've been very open about not being a fan about the Titans. I thought they were a big fraud. They were definitely one of my biggest frauds going into the season, and they haven't played well. They're going to hand the ball a lot to Derrick Henry, especially with none of their receivers really playing. They have a lot of people on their injury report, and that's the main reason I'm taking the Chargers this game, is because the Chargers are healthy, and that's a good sign. They might struggle in this game, especially against the run. Derrick Henry will probably have a good game like he always does, but I'm going with the hot hand on the Chargers. I said until they lose, it's going to be hard for me to pick against them. They beat Miami in a good game last week. I enjoyed watching that game, and I think they'll get it done against the Chargers. I have tough times picking Tennessee because the times I do pick them, they always lose. So I'm going with the Chargers on this one.
How have the mighty have fallen, man? The Tennessee Titans were just 7-3, and everybody's talking about how good they were. And they came and got smacked by Philadelphia. And all of a sudden, they frauds.
Philadelphia smacked them in the earth.
Philadelphia has an easy schedule.
I'm so tired of that, bro.
You have no idea.
Bro, we beat them 35-10. Y'all beat them 20-17. But the Chiefs have a tougher schedule than the Eagles. It drives me nuts. We beat them 35-10. The Chiefs beat them 20-17. What are we talking about? Talking about the damn schedule. We smack whoever's in front of us.
That's all I say. I don't like that weak schedule stuff. The team don't control who they play. They don't control who they play. So
exactly.
And do that. Then that's all I've been hearing between Eagles and Cowboys. Y'all had the easiest schedule with the Cowboys. You play them same damn teams too. You play that same weak ass schedule that the Eagles play. You play them those same teams too. So it don't make sense.
You play like 6 of the same opponents plus conference opponents.
Yeah.
I despise that argument. It's not that I don't like it. I despise it because the same guys that will go, oh, ease of schedule and weak or strong schedule are the same guys that will pick upset picks and be like any given Sunday. Whoa, man, you can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. Like you can't talk about strength of schedule and then be like any given Sunday. Like that's not how that works. Like they clash in the universe. Like you understand that that's an oxymoron. Like you can't look at the schedule and be like,
that's why I hate like when strength of schedule is used as like tiebreakers. It's like, well, we didn't get to pick our schedule, so how come like this is being used to determine if we make it into the playoffs or not? How is that fair?
Yeah.
Well, the only argument about that is like, hey, we beat this team better than you did. You struggling against this team. We beat this team better. The Cowboys beat the Vikings 40-3, embarrassed the Vikings 40-3. The Eagles also was the first team to embarrass the Vikings, shut down and blow out the Vikings. That I hate those. I be hating those arguments like that, man. I hate those arguments. And like I said, you play whoever you put in front of on your schedule, so you can't control that. But at the end of the day, you play those same teams that we play too. You see them at some point this season.
Yep. Yeah. No, I like I said, before we move on, there's tens of thousands of people that play high school football that go into college football, that make it to college football, and then 53 times 32 make it to the NFL. Like, so to act like you can predict all these little things about the game and stuff like that, like you can make assessments. That's what we're here for. Like you can make judgment calls and whatnot, but to try and use the argument of, well, the Chiefs beat so-and-so, and then so-and-so didn't.
Every team beats everybody.
Yeah.
Every team beats everybody.
Like I said, you can't use the any given Sunday argument and then the strength of schedule argument in the same words.
Like, I love at the end of the season when they do the big wheel of like NFL parody where every team beats each other in like a big circle.
Yeah. That's Adam, what's his name, isn't it? That used to write for NFL.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I love those. All right, the 9-4 Cincinnati Bengals against the 6-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Gene, who you got, brother?
I love the Bengals. I love the team. I love Joe Burrow. Just something in me tells me the Bucs gonna win this football game. I don't know why. I don't know how. I'll tell you what. I think it's Vegas. Like me looking at like the spreads and really like kind of breaking down football games the way I do. But I think the Bengals are a better football team. I think this is an upset today, and I think Tom Brady gets together after getting blown out at San Francisco, and I think it becomes a shootout. And I think the Buccaneers do. It's like a Washington Commanders Philadelphia Eagles game. Like I just feel weird. It's weird. Give me the Bucks here.
Oh, like I say, it's a tough game to pick because you rather see Tom Brady get embarrassed the way he did in San Francisco. I know I picked San Francisco, but I ain't picked them to embarrass them like they did last week. They got embarrassed. They got flat out embarrassed from the start of the game all the way to the finish of the game. So it's kind of tough for me because Tom Brady know how to make adjustments, knowing he's been in the league this long, 7 Super Bowl rings, knows how to make the proper adjustments. But like you said, the Bengals are the better football team. And I just gotta tell you, I'm gonna just go with the better football team, man. I know Tom Brady, they can win this game. They can definitely win this game because they need this victory. This is a must-win victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The division is still up for grabs. They're not separated from the division. I think Tom Brady them need this win, especially after the whooping they took in San Francisco. They need to respond badly. And on the other hand, Joe Burrow just playing some good football. This Cincinnati team is hitting their stride at the end of the year. I got to take the Cincinnati Bengals till I see something otherwise out of Tampa Bay. So I see some resistance up out of them.
Man, this is like one of the tougher games to pick this game. I think I'm going to go Tampa Bay on this one. I feel like I always keep picking them because I think they're going to turn it around. You know, it's Tom Brady. You always think at one point he's going to turn it around in the season. He's either going to get a win, he's going to turn it around. Tampa Bay's going to do something. You know, they're always going to look like the Tom Brady teams that go into the playoffs or into December and things like that. I'm picking them just because the game's at home. If it was an away game, I would take Cincinnati easily. I feel like this is going to be like a rugged game. I don't feel like it's going to be as high scoring. The Bengals offense has been good. The Bengals team has been good, but they haven't really been hitting their stride lately on offense. I feel like their defense has been helping them a lot out in games as of lately as well too. And I think their defense hasn't been getting as much credit as they should as of late. Their defense has definitely had their struggles throughout the season. But yeah, I'm taking Tampa Bay on this one. I'm not sure how 3.5 is what Cincinnati's supposed to win by. I could see Tampa Bay winning by like 3.
I'm so sick of this. I'm 34 years old, guys, and every time I turn around and I think we're done, Tom Brady can ride off into the sunset as one of, if not the greatest to ever do it. Obviously the greatest to ever do it right now, but I mean, you know, go down in history. We're done. It's over. 10 years ago, I said it. I was like, it's done. We're over with. Like the Tom Brady era is over, and here we are. 2022 and we're still flipping talking about Tom Brady, and I'm so sick of it. So I think my gut tells me that Tom Brady is going to find a way to win this game. Especially they got a lot of injuries on the offense. I don't know if you've seen the injury list, but it's pretty. Got Higgins, Boyd are both questionable. Hayden Hurst is out. You know. But my heart, hopefully, you know, my stomach is just indigestion, guys. My heart wants to go with Joey B because I love Joe Burrow, and I hope that he finds a way to come out with the win. So I'll take the points. I'll go Cincinnati by 3.
I couldn't even say that shit with a straight face. I had to throw some shades on.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It was just too much.
Yeah.
So I can say this with a straight face. I'm a huge Joe Burrow fan. And if y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. I love me some Joe Burrow, and picking against him just hurts my soul.
Yeah, that's why I said my stomach wants to go with Tampa Bay, but hopefully it's just indigestion. I'm going with what my heart tells me, and I'm going with Joe Burrow. So, the 7-5 New York Giants travel to face the 7-5 Washington Commanders.
7-5-1. They both
7-5-1.
tied.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is your Sunday night football game tonight, guys. Gene, who you got?
I'll be locked in. This is a football game I want to watch. I'm not like it's so funny because the this is looked at as a bad football game. I can't wait to watch this. This is basically a playoff game.
Football game.
Well, Washington and New York for years.
Yeah, I get it, but like, man, just like
I'm looking.
I don't care if two horrible teams are playing. If there's playoff implications in a division game, that's perfect setup right there.
I like the Commanders in this one. I do. I think that Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson, or whoever plays, they're both questionable, is going to run down the New York Giants' throat. But with that being said, I watched these two teams just play 2 weeks ago, and they played to a 20-20 tie. New York looked like the better team down the stretch. I think Brian Dable's a very good coach. I think he'll have his team prepared. Saquon Barkley says he feels a lot better. I'll go Commanders by 3. I think it's going to be a very good football game, though.
I go Commanders. I go Commanders as well. And that defensive line is something serious, man. That defensive line is really, really good. The secondary is hitting the stride as well. They got some good people. Kendall Fuller, secondary. St. Juice, the safeties are really good. Cam Curley is very good out there. That defense starting hitting his people. Brian Robinson just running like a grown man, been running like a grown man throughout half of this season, even coming off after he was getting shot, to be able to punish people like that and run through people. They got a very good 3-back set that can run the ball too. They got Gibson, and they have another guy, Jonathan Williams, pretty much a third string that can run the ball real hard. Telling Heineke, just keep the turnovers down, don't make mistakes, and let that defense play, and just manage the game. Just go out there, be a game manager. To me, nothing wrong with a game manager. That don't turn the ball over, don't put the team in harm's way. If he can do that, I think the Commanders can win this game, but I think it's going to be a close game. I got the Commanders winning this game by at least 6 points.
Yeah, I got the Commanders winning this game as well. The last time we saw these, the difference between each one of these teams is since the last time they played, the Commanders have had a bye week. They've had time to rest. They've had time to look at that game. They've had time to prepare. The Giants, they got the crap beat out of them by the Eagles. So there's a lot going into this game. It's not, if both teams had a bye week, you could give the Giants a chance, but the Commanders have time to prepare. The last time they played was against the Giants, and now they have a chance.
Bye week. I'm kidding, Dylan. I'm kidding.
Well, I was like, did I read my stuff
handed to them by Philadelphia, so they just didn't show up, is what I meant. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, did I read my things wrong? But I was like,
sorry. He was just basically
no,
like
you're
I was
good.
saying with Chase Claypool. Basically, like I was saying with Chase Claypool, they didn't show up last week. They was out there, but they didn't play last week.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm taking the Commanders because they have time. They had time to prepare. They had time to look at how that last game went, and maybe we underestimated the Giants. Maybe this Giants team was a little bit better than what we thought, and now we had time to look at this. We had time to think of what we did wrong in the game, what we could do better, so we could win this game. And taking the Commanders, they had time to prepare. When you have a week to prepare for the same opponent you just tied with, makes it easier. When the other team didn't have that time.
And one thing I want to say before Chase go, the Giants got embarrassed so bad last week. I believe this was early in the game. It was nothing but a 7-0 game. Eagles went for it on 4th and 7 and still got a touchdown. That's how bad the Giants were last week. On a 4th and 7, you got disrespected and slapped in the face by the Philadelphia Eagles. They still went for it. It got a whole touchdown out of it. But like I say, the Giants are playing so bad. They're feeling everybody's. They just are who we thought they were. They were just one of the biggest fraudulent 7-0 teams in the National Football League. All of a sudden, they lost 5 straight. They just lost 5 straight just like that. But I think, like I said, I just think once if the Commanders beat them tonight, it will be the tail end, man. This will be the tail end. You're going to really start having questions about Daniel Jones and him. They moving on from him, but the team as a whole, they're just playing bad football right now. Last week was a prime example of that last week, of that 4th and 7. It took me back to that 4th and 7. Eagles went for it and got a touchdown, just plain disrespectful. They just plain got slapped in the face last week.
Coach, that was a bad play by the Eagles too.
Yep.
Julian Love overplayed that, and he could have just knocked the ball down. It was a 4th and 7.
Yep.
And instead, he tried to go for an interception on 4th and 7 on a deep ball, and
Yep.
he just mistimed his jump. That's real bad football.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's real simple for me too. It's the Washington Commanders. The Giants haven't won a football game in a month, and the Commanders haven't lost a football game in a month. So, you know, I'll take the Commanders. The points in this game are 4.5. I'll take more than the points. I really think the Commanders will come out and smack the Giants in the mouth, guys. Anthony Price says, do you think Washington should sit Chase Young for the season, then have him fresh for the playoffs?
No.
I say you have to play. You have to get him some game speed before the playoffs, because the playoff atmosphere is a little bit different. You want to make sure he's got some of that rust off him by the in the playoffs, because he starts slow in the playoffs, getting that on-field rust off. You don't want that on-field rust when he's on the playoffs. You want people who are ready. You want people who know the system better, who know what to run, who know to do the switches, audibles, different things like that. You want them game speed. You want them game ready. So I think you got to play him a couple games, even if you slowly get him there in snaps, even if you maybe pay him 25%, 50%, and then slowly ramp it up. But you have to get him some snaps before the playoffs, because you're getting a wild card game. You're playing in the first round. You're not getting a bye week and have a chance to have him rest more. You're playing right away. So you're definitely going to have to get him in there.
If he's ready, play him. If he's ready, play him. Now, they do have the luxury to set him out because they got so much depth in the lineup. They got so much depth on the defensive line. But if he's ready, play him. Don't waste no. Just play him. Let him get some game speed in. Let him get set for this playoff run. Play him if he's healthy. Just play him.
Agreed. All right, gentlemen, that does it.
The Monday night game.
There is no Monday night game.
Yeah, there is. It's a really terrible game.
It's Rams, Packers.
It's really not a Monday night
game.
Yeah.
Rams and Packers.
It's really not a football game. It's a terrible football game. This is almost as bad as Broncos Cardinals. This is like one step up. I'll take the Packers because I don't think Baker Mayfield can win in Lambeau Field, and without any wide receivers at all. Their entire team is out. I'll take the Packers. I don't know. I don't feel confident. Listen, I'll put it this way, right? As much as I love football, and I'll probably still watch the game, but this is one of the first games where I'm really genuinely thinking about not watching.
Yeah, you're gonna play on your phone while the game's on. You're gonna look up and see the cool commercial. That's gonna have more intrigue.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: I won't be watching that game at all. I'll be doing my Rockets game. I won't be paying attention to it. Well, I'll pay attention to it a little bit on my phone, but I won't be paying all the way attention to it. So, like I say again, this is another the shit bowl again. Monday night. Just give me the Packers. Just give me the Packers. I don't care who wins this game. Just give me the Packers. Just give me the Packers.
Yeah, this game doesn't have a lot of playoff implications. I'm going to take the Rams just because, I just want to see Baker Mayfield win more. I'm an OU fan, so seeing him go into the Rams and win that game was funny last week. My dad's a huge Baker Mayfield fan as well. So I'm just going to take the Rams, going on the Baker Mayfield hype train. I like to see my former OU alum do good. So
give me the Packers. So, and that will do it for this week's games, gentlemen. I cannot thank all three of you enough.
Yo, Mbappe just scored 2 goals in a minute.
Did he?
Tied the game at 2. Wow.
I just saw it was 2-1 that France just scored, but I didn't know he already scored again.
A penalty kick from the 80th minute and a right-footed shot from the left side of the box at the 81st minute. Mbappe just scored 2 goals in 1 minute to tie the game.
I had my girlfriend make a World Cup bet, and she bet on France.
Oh my Lord!
We put $25 on France.
I turned it off right before the show. So,
sorry, I didn't mean to. But that's
no,
you're good.
You're good.
I'm about to actually turn it on right now since you said that.
Yeah. So, anyways, gentlemen, that'll do it for this week's games. before, as you guys know, I like to go through and let you guys kind of promote, what you guys got going on Sports Empire Network and outside of Sports Empire Network as well. But before I do that, I want to let everybody know that's watching, if you guys are planning on going anywhere, whether it's a concert, a football game, any type of sporting event, any type of venue, SeatGeek.com is your hookup. Because SeatGeek.com, if you put in promo code SEN for Sports Empire Network, guys, you're gonna get a percentage off of your purchase. So definitely, I was actually, now that WrestleMania tickets are being sold by other vendors besides just WWE.com, I was on there the other day looking. I plan on using my promo code SEN when I buy those tickets on SeatGeek for going to WrestleMania next year.
Are you going to Mania?
I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Mania this year, and I'm going to Mania in Philadelphia. My goal is to go to Mania every year. So,
Hey,
yep,
that should be fun.
You're going to Mania in Philly. If you come to Philly, you just hit me up, and I will make sure you get taken care of on every.
1,000%, Gene. 1,000%, sir. I owe you a beer. I owe you dinner. We will definitely.
Hey, are you going to the draft? Are you going to the draft?
The draft is in Kansas City, brother. Like,
yeah,
are you insane?
I'm going to the draft. Hey, you never got plans down there. I'm going to the draft, huh?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, absolutely. The draft is always around my birthday. So, and the fact that
that's
going to be in
my
Kansas City.
birthday's in February, but that's my birthday present this year. Is I'm going to the draft.
Nice. I like that. So yeah, guys, SeatGeek.com. No matter where you're going, whether you're going to WrestleMania, whether you're going to the draft, whether you're going to a concert, no matter what activity you're doing, SeatGeek.com has got you hooked up. But more importantly, Sports Empire Network has you hooked up with SeatGeek, because promo code SEN, you're going to get, is it 20% or $20? It's a percentage off. That's what I know, guys. I apologize. I looked at Gene because I was like, man, I bet Gene knows.
I thought I heard it was 10. So if it's 20, it's probably, I heard percentage too. So if you're saying 20%, it's probably 20% then, because I heard percentage as well too.
Nice. So I'll have to get with Key to make sure I get that right, so I don't put my foot in my mouth next time. Anyways, guys, before we end out here, I'll start us off, guys. As you know, as the tagline says, CR Media 1988. I am your residential professional wrestling guy, especially Sports Empire Network's residential professional wrestling guy. Anything you guys want to know about, that's my content. That's what I do mainly. It's been my first love since I was 4 years old. I do independent shows. I do mainstream stuff. On Wednesday nights on Sports Empire Network, we have the AEW Dynamite post show where we break down all the action from Dynamite that night, and we even share the link out as a public forum to let fans come on and tell us what they liked and what they didn't like. It's a lot of fun. We go live about 15 minutes after Dynamite every Wednesday. So definitely check that out. And then, like I said, CR Media on all the forms of social media, do a lot of independent stuff for the Kansas and Missouri area. So definitely, Gene, why don't you let everybody know where they can find you on social media, brother?
So there's a lot. Cheap Seats Monday night, just starting this Monday night. That'll be a fun show that we're starting on Sports Empire Network. Tuesday night, I'll be guest appearance on Relationships 101 with John Evans. So I'll be down in the studio. I'll be sharing that. That's a personal thing. That's pretty cool. Wednesday night, we're doing sports. We're doing Wire to Wire Sports Podcast, episode 115, straight Wednesdays. Thursday night, we're doing pregame and pigskin and a new show. I'm starting. It's called The Challenge Zone. It's a show about the MTV's The Challenge, CBS and MTV's The Challenge. We're starting that Thursday night. Friday night, the N1 podcast, and then Sunday morning drive with y'all. So you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. I'm on my grind, though. I'm on my grind, cousin. I make rhymes, cousin.
Coach Dante, where can everybody find you, sir?
I'm going to just get out my social medias because y'all can find me all over the damn place anyway. So
heard that. Wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
Yeah, y'all can find me all over the damn place. So it don't matter. So my social medias is y'all can find me at Coach Dante 31 on IG and Coach Dante 31 on Twitter. Ain't no need to put my other information out there because y'all can find me everywhere, all over the place. I'm everywhere. and I ain't hard to find.
Dylan.
Yeah, you can find me here on Sports Empire Network. Definitely about to start writing a couple of articles. About to do my year in review of the UFC. About to write an article about that, so definitely look out for that. I'm excited to do that. It's a project I've worked a little bit on, so definitely excited to give my thoughts and opinions since this is like my most like in-depth year I've done on the UFC. So I'm excited to do that. But also find me Tuesdays doing the Big Three Cup podcast with Kyle and Jordan. Great podcast. Love doing that. We're definitely hitting our stride. Having some good shows as of late, so it's good having a lot of fan interaction in those shows as well too. So it's definitely getting good. And then starting on the new year, I'm going to be having like all my own setups and shows like that. I'm going to trying to start my own UFC show. Definitely make that one of my main things. So I'm definitely excited about that as well.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, Coach, you got a stream coming up here soon on?
Huh? Yeah. Me and Key
Okay.
got the Eagles and Bears, and me
Okay.
and Martin later tonight. We got the Washington Commanders versus the Giants.
All right. Well, anybody
Definitely tune into that one.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody watching right now, make sure you come back and check out Key and Coach Dante's live stream for the Eagles, and then also tonight as well. Other than that, guys, for myself, for these three gentlemen that joined us this morning, we appreciate you guys joining us on Sports Empire Network, and make sure you stick to Sports Empire Network for all your sports needs. Other than that, guys, have a fantastic Sunday and enjoy some football. We out.
Take care.